because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips.
What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video. Today, we have to talk about the 2024 presidential election because it appears the Republicans are surging in the key swing state of Nevada. Yeah, that's right. Despite all the narratives, despite the quote-unquote Harris surge, Donald Trump and Republicans are experiencing a voter registration surge in Nevada. And I really believe at this point in time, it's going to be close, but as of now, I really believe that Donald Trump is the favorite in Nevada. And I know that sounds crazy because people are going to say, but Taylor Swift, but Democrat momentum, but the debate, but all of that. I get that. But when you look at actual data points, not talking points by Democrats, Nevada looks Republican. Like, look at this. Voter registration since 2020 has gotten awful for Democrats. Back in 2020, Democrats had a voter registration advantage of roughly 86,000 votes. Okay, that's pretty impressive. Back in 2020, Biden won the state by roughly 37,000 votes. You know, roughly in that margin. He won by, let's just say 35,000, okay? So, having a voter registration advantage of 86,000, that's kind of a big deal. As of now, however, Democrats have an advantage of only 19,000. That's not a misquote. That's not 190,000, 19,000. That's what? A 67,000 vote swing? Just in 4 years. Hell, since 2022, where Democrats had a 52,000 person advantage, it's shrunk by roughly 33,000 voters. And in 2022, we know damn well that Republicans came very close to flipping the Senate seat, flipping a couple congressional seats, but of course they didn't. But they came very close to. But now, the voter registration advantage is only 19,000 voters. That's nothing, especially compared to 2022 and especially compared to 2020. So when you look more at this data, it becomes very apparent that, yeah, ever since 2020, ever since 2022, Republicans have had a surge in the key swing state, and this is a state that, while on paper, isn't that important, like, oh, it's only 6 electoral votes, who really cares? It becomes more important when you realize, oh, wait a minute, if, let's say, Republicans win North Carolina, win Georgia, and let's say they win Michigan. By some bizarre miracle, they don't win Wisconsin, don't win Pennsylvania, and lose Arizona. Well, the election would come down to Nevada. If Trump wins Nevada, he's got the presidency. If Harris wins Nevada, well, she won. That's why Nevada could be an important state for both candidates, because while, yes, it's only worth 6 electoral votes, there are multiple pathways for Trump through Nevada, and if he loses Nevada, well, in this scenario, he loses the presidency. And I know that sounds crazy, like, oh, Trump wins Michigan but loses Wisconsin. I know that's very unlikely, but that's a possibility. That's why Nevada, in a bunch of scenarios, could be a big factor. So Republicans gaining a bunch of voters in the state, that's a big deal. I mean, the advantage for Democrats have gone down like 60,000 voters. That's double the margin Biden won the state back in 2020. Now, when you talk about Nevada, you have to be very careful because it's one of those states that, unlike Wisconsin, unlike Michigan, unlike Pennsylvania, the rural counties like Lincoln, White Pine, Eureka, Lander, you know, these counties are deep red, like 85% Republican. The problem is, these counties don't have a lot of votes. And that's why for years, despite Republicans winning large chunks of the vote in the rural areas, they've never been able to win because, well, Clark County, which is Las Vegas, they have 1 million votes, or just under 1 million votes in total. The rest of the state combined, including Reno, has roughly like 300 to 400,000 votes. Yeah, that's it. Clark County is where you win or lose Nevada. And really before Trump, the reason Republicans kept getting killed in Nevada as well, for starters, their rural margins, they were not bad, but compared to Trump, they weren't 75%, 80% in half the counties. It was like, 70 to 75%. But under Trump, they became a much more Republican. But the biggest reason Nevada has been shifting right is Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the reason that Trump came very close to winning Nevada back in 2016 and even back in 2020. It shifted Republican, despite the fact that Nevada actually shifted left and the rest of the country also shifted left. Nevada actually had a swing towards Trump, at least in Clark County. That's why Republicans in recent years, they've been getting closer and closer and closer to winning Nevada. They already maxed out the rules. I guess there are some counties where you could do better in like Mineral, Nye, Lyon, which, it's closer to Reno, but you get the point that I guess there are some votes outstanding that you could gain in the rest of the state. But if you're a Republican, your future gains are coming from Clark County, not really from Washoe, which for those that don't know, that's Reno. The reason being is Reno in recent years is becoming more Democrat, which it used to be the bellwether of the state, but now it really isn't because even back in 2022, Republicans came very close to winning Nevada despite losing Reno by several points. And that's because, yet again, the trends in Clark are just so good for Republicans. And there's a bunch of reasons for why this is happening. But the biggest reason is because of Hispanic voters. Clark County has a ton of working class Hispanics and just working class voters in general, but it has a large Hispanic community in the city. Well, we all know Hispanic voters have been shifting Republican, and Las Vegas has a decent sized working class population. Not just of Hispanics, but of white voters. But of course, a huge chunk of it are Hispanic voters. And they have been shifting Republican in recent years. Even back in 2016, they shifted towards Trump. But now, those trends are accelerating. That's why you're seeing Republicans have this huge surge in voter registration in Nevada. A bunch of Democrats, they're not Democrats now. They're either flipping Republican, or they're saying, I'm unaffiliated. I'm not a Democrat. I might have voted Democrat 10 years ago, but right now, I'm unaffiliated. Which, that makes you really wonder, are these people really Democrats? Or are they just Democrats that voted Republican in recent years? Or they became Republicans? You see the problem? Because of one county, Republicans are gaining in Nevada. And now you could argue, of course, the rest of the state, they are gaining voters, but you cannot deny that Clark County's the reason that Nevada is becoming more Republican. And that's why, if Trump wins Nevada, Clark County's probably within 5 points. It probably is. Because the way you win Nevada now isn't through Reno, like it was 10 to 15 years ago. You win it through Las Vegas. If you lose Clark County by just 4 to 5 points, more than likely, you're winning. As a Republican, you are winning Nevada by a little bit, but you're still winning it. And of course, you have to apply, trends in the rest of the state. I get it, but Clark County is where the election will be won or lost. It's not like Wisconsin, where Madison and Milwaukee make up like 5% of the vote. Clark County makes up like, I believe it's 70 to 80% of the vote. It's something crazy. But it makes sense because of the rest of the state, they really don't got many voters. Even Reno, it's not that big, especially compared to Las Vegas. And you could argue that Reno is the opposite of Las Vegas. While Vegas is becoming more Republican, Reno's actually shifting Democrat, and that's because, demographically speaking, it's become more Democrat-friendly. It's a bit more Asian, it's a bit more college-educated than it was 20 years ago. That's why Reno isn't the bellwether it used to be. Now, that doesn't mean that Trump couldn't do better there. I think there's a possibility that he could do a couple points better in Reno. But more than likely, that's not what's going to decide the election. It's Las Vegas. And like I said, it's been trending Republican for a bunch of reasons. It's a working class community. There's a lot of Hispanics there that are shifting Republican. But the biggest reason, in my opinion, that Republicans could finally flip Nevada in 2024 is the death of the Reid machine. For those that don't know, Harry Reid was a former senator of Nevada. I think everyone knows who he is. He had a machine in Nevada, in particular in Las Vegas. This machine that he had was insane. It was the culinary unions. He knew how to win elections in Nevada. He would bus people to the polls. He would take their ballots and they would vote for him. It was insane. But it was very effective. It helped Democrats win Nevada by huge margins, 10, 15, 20 points every single year outside of midterms. In presidential years, they were killing Republicans up and down the ballot. But ever since Harry Reid died, while the Reid machine is still there, it's starting to fade. And for a bunch of reasons. Again, Harry Reid is not there anymore, so the guy that ran the machine, he's dead. But not only that, these voters in the culinary unions, they're shifting Republican. They are the working class voters we were talking about. They are becoming more and more Republican by each passing day at this point. And by the way, Trump introduced no taxes on tips before Kamala Harris stole the idea. The reason she stole it is in Nevada, that's a big deal. A lot of people in Nevada rely on tips. That's their entire economy. Like, it's something crazy like 80% of Nevada's economy, it's like those service-based industries, and a lot of them get tips. That's why I really believe Nevada will have a shift towards Trump this year. Like, I think Trump's going to win the state for a bunch of reasons. Demographically speaking, it's very friendly to Trump. It has a lot of Hispanics, has a lot of working class voters that still vote Democrat. Nevada's economy has gotten hit hard from this economic downturn. And that's because, well, inflation's up so bad, and when the economy sucks in general, it hits Nevada the most because that's their economy. If people can't go out and visit Las Vegas, well, how do you think Nevada's economy thrives? It doesn't. They rely on people from out of state going on a trip here. They go to Las Vegas. You combine all of that, this is a state that should be very easy for Trump to win. Now, will he win the state for sure? I'm not saying he will, but when you look at all the factors in play here, it looks very plausible for Trump to flip the state. Will he? We just gotta see. But if he does win Nevada, that's a big deal because there's a chance if he wins by a couple points, we could flip the Senate race. Which at that point, you're already at like 53 Senate seats, 54, 55, because Nevada's one of those seats where Sam Brown is way behind. But if Trump really wins Nevada by 3 to 4 points, do you think that Sam Brown's going to lose? I'm not a big fan of the guy, but I highly doubt that he's going to underperform Trump by 3 to 4 points. And if Trump is really winning Nevada by a couple points, he's winning Arizona. Now, I know Arizona and Nevada, they're not the same, but there are a lot of similar demographics in both states. And if one's having a big shift to the right, well, more than likely, the other state will have a big shift to the right as well. Is that a guarantee? No. But demographically speaking, it would make sense for both the states to have a similar trend. Is that, again, it's not a guarantee, but it's just a more than plausible scenario. But we will see what happens on Election Day. But I am liking Trump's chances in Nevada just for a bunch of reasons. And we will see if the voter registration surge continues. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe post-debate, Democrats have a huge surge in voter registration. But right now, they're not really seeing that. Far from it. In fact, they are getting crushed when it comes to voter registration. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.